So like always, I have to show you guys exactly what I'm using. So the lashes that I am wearing are by Kiss, and it is the 2X Volume Ultra Black 3D not free lashes, okay? It is this one, and I have been using this one for the longest now. So whenever I do my lashes at home, it has been this brand, and I will show you guys exactly what the lashes look like. They are really, really nice. I like the fact that, I'm gonna try to stand to the side. I like the fact that they are, so this is the 3D volume. So as you can see, they're not just flat. They kind of have a 3D effect. Like they are like layered in a way. So if y'all can see this, like this is exactly how they will look on your eyes, and they are just so pretty. They are like really, really cute. So this is them. Take a good picture. Like I said, this pack was $4.99, so pretty good deal. I will say this, don't overcomplicate this. So I'm gonna do one full eye, and then I'm gonna go to the other eye, and then I'm gonna go into detail with the one, and then I'll just show you guys me doing this other one. What I like to use is regular hair glue. I know this is it's been a whole thing of what glue to use on your eyes for your lashes, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, because I've never had any issues with this. It just lasts for me, and when it's time to come off, they just peel off. Like they're not like stuck to your eye, or the glue isn't like super like dry or hard or anything. So it's like, to me, it's a good adhesive. So that's just my opinion. You can think whatever you want, and you can use whatever you want, but this is what I use, the Styling Pro 30-second hair glue. This is what I used literally earlier to put my ponytail on. So I'm gonna use that, and what I do use to put it in is the plastic container, the plastic top that goes on it. So I just take that off, and then I just use one of the sides for the glue. And I'll show you guys exactly how much glue I'm using as well. You don't have to use that much glue, because as you're moving along, especially if this is your first time, you may be a little bit slower, so the glue is just gonna be drying up. So I just say go as you use as much as you need as you go. That way it's not like you're just not wasting glue. So this is what it is, and so I'll just kind of like put it in one of the corners or something. It doesn't matter. And then I will say, before you put it back on, if you still have lashes left, which you should, let it completely dry, and then either peel it off or just whatever, but let it completely dry. Otherwise it's just gonna get stuck on here if you put it right on top. Just throw that out there, just because I did make that mistake one time. So I wasn't thinking with common sense that time. Anywho, so I will say this is a really simple process, you guys. Please do not overthink it or overcomplicate it, okay? Do not overcomplicate it. Also, get you some tweezers. Make sure your tweezers are good for your hands. Make sure that it's not one of those ones that are like super hard to close, where it's like hurting your hands or anything like that. Another trick is, when you're going, if you get glue on the tips of the tweezers, because it will happen. It will happen. Make sure that you are cleaning them off as you go along, because if you just leave that glue, it's just gonna get stuck to the other lashes. It's just a mess. So just make sure that you are just wiping them off. This glue comes off really easy, pretty much off anything, you guys. It comes off your skin easily. It comes off everything easily. So just make sure that you are cleaning the tips of your tweezers when it is time to continue on to the next lash. So I'm gonna show you guys how I grab them, and that way you aren't damaging any of your lashes and actually wasting money, because if you grab them the wrong way and then they just like split in half, that's one whole lash gone for no reason. It's unnecessary. So you want to grab it pretty close to the knot. So you want to kind of grab it like this. Make sure that the tweezers are in front and behind the lashes. Don't put it through it. Make sure the lash is completely in the middle of your tweezers, okay? You are gonna just kind of grab it like this, all right? And then you just wanna kind of pull it out, and then it should just come off like that. So it shouldn't really give you any issues. And then once you have your glue, you're just gonna dip it from there. If you need to readjust it in your fingers, just kind of like grab it, something like that, and then just move it however you need to. But this is just a tip when it comes to taking them off of the packet or plastic or whatever this is called. All right, so this is a very interesting view, okay? So start off with clean lashes. If you have any glue, any dirt, any whatever, any sleep in your eye, get it off of your eye. Start with completely clean lashes. I don't normally do this to my eyes, but if you need to, just make sure you have your eyelashes separated. Just take your time with this process. So what it is that I'm going to be doing first, oh, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys how I put the glue on here. This is it. And then I am just gonna kind of put it in one little corner like that, and then boom. So you don't need too much. You really don't need to start off with that much. You can add as you go. So I'm gonna take my first lash that's sitting here on my table, well, my counter. And so I'm just gonna kind of grab it like that. And then what I will do is, I like to grab a little bit lower. I feel like I have more control when I grab it lower, closer to the knot. And then I'm just gonna kind of, I hope you guys can see, I am going to just, maybe this will be a little bit better. I'm going to just kind of dip it inside like that. You don't need the most, but you want to make sure that you have enough, okay? So you want it to kind of look like that. Now what I'd like to do is start in the middle. This is gonna be interesting because I can't really see. But what I do is kind of stick it right up underneath there, and you want to make sure that it's not leaning to the side, because how it dries is how it is going to stay. So what I like to do is put the lash right up underneath my hairs, okay? So I don't want to lift this one up just because that one is still wet. So I put it right here, okay? I like to put the lash right here. Now, there are times when you need to put the lash in between your lashes. That's another trick that helps it last a little bit longer, just because the lashes are not now, instead of it being in just one line across, you know, so it's like if you pull one, they all come off. Now it's gonna kind of like be, they're gonna like kind of be in your eyelashes, and then underneath those, it's gonna kind of be a zigzag, and I figured that really helps me out as well. So I'm just gonna grab another lash. Now this one wanted to act a little wonky, so now I just lost a whole lash, but this one just works. I'm looking at it through the mirror, so I'm hoping that it is showing up well. This is how we're gonna do it. So now we don't want to put this one right next to what we just did. Move it over some. Don't be afraid to separate them, okay? This is like the social distancing of your eyeballs, okay? You don't have to put them right next to each other. So what I normally like to do is start in the middle, and you can go either way. It's no right or wrong. Just don't put them right next to each other. Give them some space so that way they can dry. And then now when it's time to come back to this area, if you lift your eye up a little bit, they won't be moving all around and getting messed up, and then you're just ruining your work. So I will say have a fan too, just to dry as you go. But this is pretty much it. Is very repetitive, but it is very strategic. You cannot just throw these things on any other type of way and expect them to look good. So that's why this takes me about 30 minutes or so. I spend roughly about 15 minutes on each eye if I'm really taking my time, but it's necessary, and you will appreciate it when you wake up in the morning and they aren't moving all the way around and all of that. So trust me, you will appreciate it. So as you guys can see, this is how it looks. Another thing, do not just pull your eye up, okay? Because you will move the lash and it will lift up, and then you're gonna have to do it all over again, like that particular one, or if it is attached to other lashes. So you just want to kind of lift it up enough just so you can see your guide, see what's going on here, and then you can continue on. So this one is pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just start in the middle and then work towards my inner eye, and then come over here and do it that way. So I'm not exactly too sure, and you will have this issue. It just depends on like the lash or like the brand and how long that, I don't know. I feel like sometimes these lashes are like old, so AKA like almost rotted out, because I'm pulling a few of these as I normally do, and they are separating as if like they're like old. So there's no telling how long when this lash pack was made, but that will happen sometimes. So you just want, now I know just to be as careful as possible, just because they are literally, as you can see, falling apart as I grab them. And I know how to grab lashes, so I know that's not my fault. So just gonna get your little dollop of daisy, okay? And now we are going to continue on. Okay, and it's gonna kind of look something like that. Now I see a lash that is like sticking towards my eye. I'm going to grab this piece of lash just because I don't want this getting in my eye, okay? Let me see how we're looking so far, considering the fact that I have not been that close. So we are 3 lashes in so far. We can't bat our eyelashes just yet, but we are on the road to that. So we're just gonna grab another lash. Yeah, something is wrong with these lashes, because I'm grabbing these things and they are falling apart. And this is like really irritating me, because normally with this one pack, well, I only use a half a pack each time I do my lashes. That means I can use them twice. And the way these things are crumbling on this packet right now, it's looking a hot mess, and I probably won't be able to get a few uses out of it. But we are gonna carry on and act like nothing is happening. So now we are just going to continue on and put it right underneath. This, you guys, I know it probably looks decent, but it's a little bit of a struggle right now just because I'm so far away from my mirror. When I do it myself, I am as close as I am to my phone right now. That's how close I get to the mirror. And so see, this one came off. And so since I am not as close and I can't figure out a way to still have a mirror like this close, it's kind of difficult for me. And just because I have to lift my eye up, like I can't even do this without, let me see. Well, I guess I can do it without holding my eye up, but then I really want to show you guys where I'm placing it. And so just for this video purpose, I'm sure they're gonna be fine, but this is not, they may not last as long just because I can't be all up in there, if that helps any. But this is still exactly what I do. So everything that I'm doing is what I do. It's just I can't completely see what it is that I'm doing. So I hope you guys bear with me and just understand that it can still look good. And you want to position it while it is wet, because I'm telling you, the way it dries is the way it is going to stay, and you do not want crooked lashes for a few weeks, because I don't care how much you try to comb it or brush it, I should say, it's not moving. So don't even like waste your time. And so this one right here is trying to like move to the side, so I'm just gonna take it off before it like really dries. And I'm just gonna do this one over because I'm not about to let it dry sideways. And I swear you guys, I'm only having this issue just because of the angle. And another trick, you really want to make sure, not trick, but tip. Another thing, you really want to make sure, I'm cleaning this tweezer off because it has some glue on it. You want to make sure that, at least for this first base coat, base line, or whatever it is you want to call it, you really want to make sure that this one is actually touching your skin. So you really want to make sure that you get that foundation set. And then the other ones, they can be like in between, like your lashes and stuff like that. But you at least want to have them on, like, on your skin. I don't care what nobody say. They're probably like, oh, you shouldn't have this touching your skin and blah, blah, blah. Like, listen here, I'm doing just fine. And I have been doing this for years. And when I say years, I mean, I have been doing my lashes with this glue since I was in 10th grade, okay? That was at least 12 years ago. I don't want to go into this inner corner just because I did that one. So I am going to kind of move over here next. And then you just stick it on. If you have enough glue, once you stick it on, it will stay there. It won't move. If you have to readjust it or if you have to redo it, that's totally fine. It's not that much glue that it's gonna get like messy. But yes, if your lashes get stuck to the bottom just like this, can you see? Just separate them. Just separate them, and what you wanna do is kind of like hold your eye like this, hold your lashes down, and then just fan at this point. And then you'll want to clean up that glue that touched the bottom too, just so it's not continuing to stick to it. But you can kind of see it coming on, like coming along here. Like I said, it's really not that much to it. You really want to take your time and just make sure that you are not rushing, because if you do, you really will be able to tell, okay? And these are the same lashes that I always have, that people are like, oh, you got your lashes done? I'm just like, I did these myself, and the whole pack was $4.99. I only used half the pack, so I just got these done for $2.50. So only thing is, you just take some time to do, okay? And now we're gonna go right back in and go to the end again. And if you put enough glue, you can kind of feel it touching like your skin. You can feel it. You can feel like the little coldness from the glue. So that's another way so you know it is where it's supposed to be. And at the end, I'll show you guys another trick that I do to make sure that it's really on there and that these lashes are not going anywhere. And the good thing about it is they're so inexpensive that if it doesn't last 2.5 weeks or whatever, if it lasts you just a week and a half, between a week and a half and 2 weeks, which it normally does me, who cares? Because it's so affordable. It's so affordable, so who really cares? Who's complaining? The only thing is, if you're lazy or procrastinate or whatever and you don't feel like doing it again, that's one thing. But as far as just the convenience of it, being able to do it yourself for free, and all you have to do is just pay for the lashes, it's like, come on, it's really nothing to complain about. Okay, so we're gonna go right back in. So now I'm done with this side for the moment. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more, and now I'm gonna go in towards my inner eye. So I am going to make sure that I don't get it right next to the other one, but close enough. And then we're just gonna kind of stick it on there and release, and then that is how it looks. So we have another dot, or I don't even know what this is called, but glue bubble, I don't know, y'all, I don't know, don't mind me. So what I'm gonna do is now leave this one alone. I don't want to come back over here right now. So I'm gonna kind of focus on these because I haven't been in this middle for a while. So I'm just gonna kind of go in between there like that, and kind of just stick that up there, and then boom. So right now, as you guys can see, this is pretty much done. I will put another one on this inner corner. I'm not gonna use these shorter ones just for this video purpose. I don't want to be confusing people, but I still want to share what I have done in the past. So I will add another one over here. I will add another one, and then as of right now, I'm just going to just show you guys how I keep it simple. And apply it that way, only because I can't see exactly what it is that I'm doing. So in order to really get them in between my lashes, I need to be like right up on my mirror, and that's like almost a foot away. This is why I am having trouble, but I still feel like you guys will still be able to get the gist of it and understand the concept of doing lashes on your own at home, and how simple it is, how affordable it is, and just how convenient it is. Like, if you just want your lashes done but you don't want to pay all that money, like, I totally get it. I completely get it. I am not mad at you. So now we're just gonna fill these in over here. Okay, I kind of lost that one. And that will happen sometimes. You're trying to like put the lash in between other lashes, and then the glue like wipes off on the other lashes. It will happen. It's okay. Like, literally all you have to do is reapply glue and stick it to where you want it to go. That's all you have to do, okay? That is all you have to do. So I'm just gonna kind of give you guys a close-up so far. Like that. I hope it shows up pretty clear. But this is all I do, guys. This is all I do. And yeah, just keep your fan with you, and then you'll be good. Don't use anything that's like super high volume, like a blow dryer or something like that. I wouldn't recommend that, but having something like a fan, a pack of mail, something, just so you can make sure that you are drying as you go. It just makes it so much easier. I really feel like this is what takes the most time. It's the drying in between, because if I didn't dry in between, you can just speed through them like that. But we are focused on longevity and not just speed, okay? So we're gonna do a little dip, dip, dip. So as you are going along, they should just be all going across, okay? So you are just lining the lashes underneath right next to each other. So like I said, during the beginning, you will have the spaces, and then once you are done with that section, you go from like section to section, then you want to start to fill those in. So now that I have kind of like worked in this area a little bit, I'm gonna go right back to over here in this inner corner just to fill that in some, and then we're just gonna kind of go like back and forth. So like I said, that way once I lift this up a little bit, I'm not moving this lash at all because it's completely dry, and I'm not doing this over here because I just did that. So that's all you have to do. Just go back and forth. Do not try to do it from the inner corner to the, like, don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. You are going to make it so much harder, and that's not what I want you to do, because you will be frustrated, especially if this is your first time attempting this, or if you tried it before and maybe you did that. Think you have to go from like side to side. Don't do that. Go from section to section and just kind of move it all around. So now what we're gonna do is add another one, and even though this is not that much hair over here, it's totally fine. It is still going to look flawless, okay? So you just want to kind of just stick it up there while your glue is wet, and it will stay on its own. As long as you have enough glue, it'll stay. Your glue shouldn't be dripping off of the fan that you've made, off the little knot, but as long as you have enough glue and you put it on your skin, it's going to stick, and then you just leave it like that. So as you guys can see, it's trying to get stuck to the bottom. So I'm gonna fan this as I talk, and kind of put my finger here. But yeah, so it's really just that simple. And then you really want to just fan, 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 so these do not just keep getting stuck. So if you want to leave it like this, if this is your desired look, if you're like, I just want to fill my lashes in, I don't need it to be extravagant, I don't need it to be voluminous, and I don't need it to be all glitz and glam, then you can just leave it like this and then keep it moving. Now I will say, you will be able to kind of see, I'm trying to see if I can see it in my phone here, kind of like right here between these two that I just did, because I didn't put them directly next to each other. What I could do, you can do a few different things. So you could put another lash right there. You can, that's if you don't mind it being like darker on the inner corner, or because some people like it to be thicker right here, like darker towards the ends, and then a little like more see-through towards in here. You can do that. That's where shorter lashes will come into play, because you are filling that lash space in, so that way the glue is, the lashes are touching each other underneath, so that way they aren't spacing, because if you have spaces and once you sleep it's gonna separate, and then that's where you have the big problem. But as long as it is completely covered underneath, okay, as long as it's completely covered underneath with glue, then you'll be good to go. But so that's why I said this is where a shorter lash will come into play, because it'll still give you that fullness and darkness underneath, but up here it won't be as thick. Does that make sense? Because the lash is shorter. So these are longer, it'll be so much shorter, but you still will have the enough adhesive that you need to make the lashes last as long as possible. This sort of random, but don't y'all hate when lip glosses be giving you that white line? And that's exactly what I get for not using my own brand. I use something else, just whatever's in my little drawer over here, and it gave me like that white line. Like I hate that. This is what I get for not using Rana Beauty Cosmetics, okay? This is exactly what I get. So we are going to continue on, okay? So I just had to get a closer look in the mirror just to see exactly what it is I had going on here, just so I'm not out here just like doing whatever in this phone mirror type situation that I have going on. So I saw a space up here, and that's another thing. If you lift your lash up, if you just lift your skin up, I mean, it's gonna separate. You'll be able to see exactly what it is that you're missing. So I saw that it was one like right here. So I'm just gonna stick that there and kind of like move this up with the end of the tweezers. And now we're gonna give that a fan. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna show you right now what it is looking like at the moment. So I have put maybe about almost a whole pack, I mean a whole line at the bottom, besides these ones that are like tripping, okay? So as you guys can see, this is why I don't need a full pack. So this is one line. I'm gonna kind of fill this in a little bit more off camera. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like now, just so you guys can see, like, and so you can recognize the spaces and stuff like that. And just so you can just see exactly what it is going on up close. So these spaces that you see, this is what I'm going to fill in with a few more lashes. I don't need that much more, but in order for me to really get this correctly and not be mad at myself in the morning, I am going to just do this off camera, but you guys can still see exactly what it is that I did. I'm not doing anything different. I am just going to put more lashes in between these spaces, okay? So this is all I'm gonna do. I promise I'm not doing anything extra. I'm still gonna show you guys the tip that I do afterwards, just to make sure that it is nice and on there, basically. Nice and on there. So I am going to come back to you guys when I finish this eye. So I wanted to do it at this angle just while I did this eye, and keep it in real time, just so you guys can see like the speed that I do it at when I'm not trying to explain or anything, and just to show you guys that you can eventually get to that speed as well if you are not already at it. So I have really discovered this pack is a mess, y'all. I'm having so many problems. I'm pulling this stuff and these lashes are just falling apart. Of course, with it being my luck, this will be the pack that I just so happen to grab when it's time to make a video about it. Normally that does not happen, I swear. Normally it's like I don't have any issues with anything, but every time I grab it, it's just these things are just peeling apart. Normally I'll just probably do about one line per eye, or maybe like 1.5 or something like that. Other than that, it's like I'm able to like use it twice, but I'm already at the top row. This has never happened. So this was just not a good one. I'm gonna use this other pack. I'm gonna use this other one because this one is pissing me off like really, really bad. And this is how they should be coming off, just as easy as this one. So I don't know what's going on with that one, but I'm starting to allow it to like make me mad. I want to show you guys how they look the next day. So I have not brushed them or done anything to them, and this is how they look the very next morning. So if you follow the steps as I showed, it should not have any issues. It shouldn't be peeling apart on the sides. Nothing should be coming off. They should all be attached like that. This is how they look. I just wanted to show you guys, not me having a booger. I just wanted to show you guys what they can look like if you just follow those simple steps. And then this is what the top looks like. Like this. And boom. Okay, so I am done. Now what you want to do afterwards. So this is very, very important. So what you want to do is take one of the extra lashes. You'll most likely have something left. You just take an extra lash, and what you want to do is like take the end of it and like scoop some glue. Get some new glue if yours is dried up now. So you want to just get some new glue, and what you're gonna do is now take extra glue and like just kind of like paint across. That's the perfect word. You're gonna like paint glue across the bottom. So you're gonna take like a good amount like that, okay? And then you're now going to like add glue like underneath. And I'm trying to do this on my phone because I'm like messing up now. But yeah, so you just want to kind of like take it and rub the glue across. And then also this, you can do this to like fill in any gaps as well. So just really be careful. Don't get anything in your eye. I'm about to clean this part up. That's why I say this is not for the people who are like afraid to be working around their eye and getting close to their eye. This, I don't know. I just feel like lashes aren't for those people at all, but they still get them. But yeah, so you just want to kind of like go across. And y'all, I know this is not like the best. You just kind of want to go across like that. And I feel like I'm getting glue in my eye because I'm not doing this properly. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit more in this middle. I'm gonna put some more in the middle. And then we're gonna let it sit for like a hot second. And let it like dry up some. And then what we're going to do at that point is then pinch the lashes going across. So you see how these look like nice and smooth and even, and then like these you can kind of like see some of them sticking out like that. That's not how it's supposed to look. So you're just gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna pinch it and go across, and then that's gonna help it like everything just kind of like seal together, and then it's like boom, then you're done. But I felt something touching the bottom. Okay, I think I did a pretty decent job of not being able to see that well. I do see something that's like right up underneath. I have to get closer just because I won't be able to see. You guys, when it comes to this, you have to trust yourself. Like you have to, sorry, my foot itch. You have to trust yourself and know that you are not going to poke yourself because it's you. Like you're literally looking at what you're doing. You're not gonna poke yourself in the eye. So yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like getting like a little tacky. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna fan it a little bit more just to dry it up some. And then before it gets completely dry, we're gonna like pinch across. The only thing is right now it's still a little wet. So when I do that, I don't want any lashes to come off with my, like on my fingers when I do that. So that's why I just wanna make sure that it's still wet enough to be able to pinch and like go where I need it to go. But at the same time, I don't want it to be too wet either. But I think we're good. Okay, so what we're doing now, as you can see how this is like now smooth across. And then what we're going to do, I'm trying to like show y'all good enough. And then what we're gonna do is the same inner corner. So I am literally just pinching right at the tip of my, where the glue is. So the glue, I'm putting the glue like kind of like right here on my fingers, okay? So what we're gonna do is just kind of like pinch like this. Go all the way across. Do not be afraid to get in that corner, y'all. Do not be afraid to get in that middle corner, okay? Because that is important too. And I feel like this is like very helpful if you have like watery eyes, if your eyes are always watering and stuff like that, or you're just a little crybaby or something. I feel like this would be really, really good. Like it'll keep everything in place, because if you have those spaces, this gets rid of all those spaces. If you have spaces, I swear, when it comes to you going to sleep, they gonna be like this, sis, and this is not what you want. Okay, that is not the look you're going for. I know it's not. I was gonna say, I mean, but if that's what you're going for, then whatever. That's not the look you're going for, and I know it ain't. So it's best to just do that, and yeah. So yeah, so now at this point, I've already done I've already pinched this side over here, but I did not put that extra glue. Let me see. Just because I was running my mouth on the phone and didn't do it. So I feel like this is a little too close to my eye like that. I don't want it to be down that far. So I'm just gonna kind of like push that up some. Because the point is not to irritate your eye. So what I'll do is, because I do see a little space like in here, I'm gonna grab the same lash. And don't mess up another lash, y'all. Just grab like the same one. You can probably like peel this off some. Get some of that glue off like that. But take the same lash and do the exact same thing. Get like a good amount, way more than what you would normally do. Get like a good amount. And then you're gonna like, oh, I can't even see, Jesus. Then you're just gonna kind of press along all the other glue. Just where the glue is. Don't go up too high or don't go too low. This part should just be on the glue. This part should not be touching your skin, like this part that you're doing now. It only did it for me just because of the angle that I was at. Yep, so you're just using this as an extra adhesive, and because this glue is so like chunky, that's why I pinch it as well, just because you want it to just look like it's your lashes. Like you don't want it to be like, oh, her lashes are done. Okay, and you see how it had like that little pool? That means it's not enough glue on here. So you don't want to start messing up the lashes that you already have done. Okay, yep, so this method, you're doing this just to get rid of those extra little spaces as well. And so now once we let this sit, then, well, fan this a little bit, then I'm gonna go in and press this one. This was already pressed, but now I just need to press it with the glue because I didn't do the glue like I did on this side. So now this side is completely done. As you guys can see, if you look at it from the top, you should not have any glue on your skin, and looking down on your, like if you were like looking down, somebody was like over you, then it should be just like this. And it should be nice and like even and like flawless, like, you know what I mean? That's how it should look. Y'all did my hair today, and y'all ever like, once y'all get done with y'all hair, you look like, I can't even go back and fix it because it's already like in place. Yeah, like this part right here, I'm just not feeling. It didn't do it on this side. This side cool, but this side right here is trying to act a little funny or look a little funny. So I'm gonna probably try to figure out a way to fix that. And I hope this was helpful. I really do. I hope once I go back and look at this, I really hope that I was able to like get close enough and I was in like the screen and it was still clear enough so that way you guys saw exactly what I was doing and it's not blurry, because that's not helpful at all. So, okay, I think we're good. So you're gonna feel it. It's not completely dry. Okay, so we're just gonna pinch it going across. Like that. And then if you do this, and then if you pinch it and then see that it's like some glue on your hands, then it's not ready to like really be pressed just yet. You don't want it to be still like that wet where it's like coming on your fingers. So boom. And then that's pretty much it. So these will last you while you do makeup. These will last you while you know, in the wind. These are not going anywhere, y'all. I do not have to worry about these lashes. These are not like strip lashes where I'm like, oh my God, these about to fall off or nothing like that. When it comes to me waking up in the morning, they just gonna be completely fine and I'm gonna be good to go. So I'm just giving y'all like a look from this top too. That's another thing. If you look in the mirror and you can see like spaces from the top, and like you can see down, like you can actually see through it, then that'll kind of tell you where to put more lashes too. But that's, I don't want to say that's advanced. It's not really advanced, but if you are having trouble finding where that space is, just let it go. Just let it go, because I've done that plenty of times. Just let it go, and then hopefully when you pinch it, then you'll be good. You'll only see that space when it's like when you're doing your lashes. Other than that, you're good. But yeah, y'all, did my hair today. Had to get rid of the I had to get rid of that pronto. That hair was just not cutting it. It was like 2 weeks already. It was just not cutting. I mean, it wasn't supposed to last longer than that anyway. I said I was gonna do that again, but I didn't end up doing it because I'm like, this hair is making me mad. I want something else. So that's why I just did this low ponytail, and maybe I'll do it again after I do this. I don't know, but I'm liking the simplicity of the ponytail right now. I don't have to have leave out and straighten my hair and blend it and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't have to do that. But anyway, this video is not about my hair. But if you have not checked out that video, it is already posted. I posted that on 2 weeks ago. So my last video was a day in my life. And then the week before that was the pronto / quick weave with leave out. So go check that one out if you want to see that video. If not, it's cool too. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I hope the video was helpful for you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions. Do not hesitate to reach out or comment or reach out to me on Instagram like some of y'all do. I swear I don't mind if you have any questions about anything. But at the same time, I would prefer you put it in the comment section just in case somebody else has that question. And then that way everyone can see the answer. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we are good. These suckers are on, and my nails are growing so good, y'all, but they're gonna break. But yes, so wrapping this up because it's like 10:30 and I'm ready to go to bed, and I gotta get up at 6:30. So, and I still need to read for the night. So, bye.